What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another top 10 list. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. This is a top 10 list I'm very excited to share with you guys today. It's something that has been in the works for a while, and it's something you've been requesting a lot, and I'm excited to bring it to you today. That is my top 10 A24 movies. These films mean the most to me. They had the most impact to me. They resonated with me. I've rewatched some of them multiple times, and some of them are some of my favorite movies, and I just really love these films. Now, if you don't like any of these movies or some of the movies on this list, that is awesome. That is your opinion. I would love to hear your list down below in the comments section. Before we get to the top 10 list, let's start with my honorable mentions. I only have 5. I wanted to whittle it to 5, not 8. So my first honorable mention is going to be Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig's directorial debut starring Saoirse Ronan. This movie was fantastic all the way around. I love this movie. It was one of my favorite films from 2017. It's a very simple coming-of-age story about this girl going through high school life, and I just thought Ronan's performance really encaptured the film. Another coming-of-age film right here, and coming from a comedian, Bo Burnham, that is 8th Grade, Bo Burnham's directorial debut. I thought he did a fantastic job with 8th Grade. This is also another coming-of-age story, and Elsie Fisher, a young actress, given a phenomenal performance in here. I really only know her from the Despicable Me movies. She was great in here. Jonah Hill's directorial debut with mid-90s. This film was a very unique A24 film. It is also a coming-of-age movie. There's a lot of coming-of-age A24 films in my honorable mentions, but this film was so delightful. I love Hill's just childhood being represented in here. Sonny Siljic, another young actor, giving a great performance in here. Lucas Hedges as well. Next is Robert Eggers' directorial debut with The Witch. This film was horrifying in its realistic sense, and Anya Taylor-Joy, this introduced the world to her. She was phenomenal in here. One of the best debut performances I've seen from this actress, and we know Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress now. My last honorable mention is going to be Waves. I'm so sad Waves didn't make my top 10 because I think this is my pick for the most underrated A24 film. Waves came out last year, directed by Trey Edward Schultz, who also directed It Comes at Night from A24. I thought this movie was amazing, man. It is some of the best underrated, overlooked performances of the year from Sterling K. Brown as this broken father who is trying to provide for his family that is struggling. His son, Calvin Harrison Jr., has attitude problems and stuff. And some of the drama in this movie was heartbreaking to watch. 5 great A24 movies, but just couldn't crack my top 10 list. Without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is going to be the directorial debut from a group of brothers that know how to make us feel suspenseful and on the edge of our seats, and that is Good Time.
Look, losers like you are incapable of taking care of themselves. You're either leeching off mommy, or leeching off welfare, or living off the government in jail. That's you!
The Safdie brothers made a fantastic effort here with Good Time, starring Robert Pattinson and one of the Safdie brothers in here. This film is just intense and suspenseful from start to finish. It is a really gritty look about how a group of brothers basically try to plan a robbery and it's gone wrong. And Robert Pattinson, this shows how great of an actor he is. He gives one of his best performances of his entire career. I'm so happy he was chosen to be Batman because I can't wait to see him as Batman. You see his relationship with his brother Benny Safdie and how emotional it is and just real. I bought them as brothers. I bought the story all the way around. It was very fast-paced, and the Safdie brothers absolutely know how to put us on the edge of their seat because this movie is non-stop suspenseful, and it's because of the editing. The editing here is breathtaking. Good Time. Great start for the Safdie brothers' career. Number 9 is going to be a film that is not only based on a very iconic, popular bad movie, but it's also a film that inspires us to get into filmmaking, see the behind the scenes of it. That is The Disaster Artist.
What line? What line?
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay.
That's right, The Disaster Artist, based on The Room, the most iconic bad film of all time. This film was just fantastic. James Franco, a passion project for him. He wanted to tell this story from Greg Sestero, and I was just really immersed with The Disaster Artist, seeing it in theaters. It wasn't just hilarious, it was also inspiring. It's about the filmmaking process of this movie, Tommy Wiseau meeting Greg Sestero, and them making The Room, just making a movie together. That's what the message of The Disaster Artist is. It's about making a movie together, something you're passionate about. Even though it doesn't come out great, it's something you enjoy doing. But James Franco deserved an Oscar nomination. He transformed into Tommy Wiseau. Such a great performance, and just so full of comedy, and you get great performances in here from everybody involved. It's just inspiring and very funny, and it's very rewatchable at the same time. So, if you love watching The Room, then definitely watch The Disaster Artist, because it's a great double feature. At the number 8 spot is going to be an A24 film that I just watched for the first time most recently. Thanks to Colin Williams for choosing this. That is going to be The Spectacular Now.
Why don't you think they were hitting on you?
Because they weren't.
Because you're what? Amy, you're absolutely beautiful.
Oh my god, no.
Realistic romance as well as a coming-of-age story in here. James Ponsoldt, he also directed The Circle, which I absolutely hated. That movie was bad, but thank God I saw this movie, because this movie was something special, man. Miles Teller, everybody talks about Miles Teller playing the basic high school drunk kid, but he basically plays that in here, but it's a very realistic character in here. He feels very broken. Shailene Woodley, man, she steals the movie. She gives her best performance of her career, and it's just the relationship between these two. It felt so believable and real. Brie Larson giving one of her best performances. Kyle Chandler, Jennifer Jason Leigh, as I said, and Bob Odenkirk in a very small role, Better Call Saul. Just, I love The Spectacular Now. I can't wait to revisit this one because it is something special. 2019 was A24's best year by far, and this is one of the movies that got no Oscar nominations, and this was the one I thought it was going to get the most love, but it got absolutely nothing. That is The Farewell.
One of the few good memories of my childhood were those summers at Nine Eyes. They had that garden. Yeah, and I would catch dragonflies. And then we just moved to the States. Everything was different. Everyone was gone.
So I was late to the game with The Farewell. I didn't see this movie in theaters. It didn't come in a theater near me, so I bought this movie on Blu-ray last year. I was excited to see it. I heard nonstop praise for Awkwafina's performance. And The Farewell is a very personal story, and it is a heartbreaking film, but also very funny. I was expecting this movie to be completely dramatic from start to finish, but I actually got a good comedy in here as well. Awkwafina, one of the best performances of last year. No Oscar nomination. That is just baffling to me. And she got the Golden Globe nomination as well. And Lulu Wang, Zhao Zhuzhen, some great performances in here, completely overlooked. The screenplay. It's one of those films that just resonates with you. If you have a family, you're also going through the same experiences. If you have a passing elder that's about to live their last days, you want to spend those great last days with them before their passing. Number 6 is a film that I just watched yesterday to prepare for this list. It was a film I was very excited to check out. People have recommended for me to watch it, and I was very pleased to say I loved every minute of the film. That is The Florida Project.
Yeah. I got a videotape of the kids illegally entering the utility room and pulling
Man, oh man, did I sleep on this movie. The Florida Project, I was just blown away with this movie. It's a film that I'm gonna think about for a while, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it. This movie's directed flawlessly by Sean Baker, who directed Tangerine, a film shot entirely on an iPhone. And this was a real film about a struggling family trying to meet ends meet in this hotel in Florida. And I just love the performances in here from Brooklyn Prince, who I am just shocked did not get an Oscar nomination. This is one of the best child acted performances of all time. And then Willem Dafoe, who got the Oscar nomination, was fantastic in here. This is one of his best performances for sure. As Bobby, out of all the characters in here, you resonate the most with Bobby for sure. This movie, though, is full of some of the most despicable, unlikable main characters I have seen in cinema in a while. But that is the movie's purpose. The wide shots, the hotel shots in here of Florida, the sunny shots, the darkness, making it feel like you're watching a nighttime sequence. There's a fireworks scene going on. There's not one A24 film that I've seen so far that looks like the Florida Project. Before I reveal to you guys my top 5 favorite A24 films, if this is your guys' first time checking out the channel and you want to see more content from me, hit that like button and consider clicking that subscribe button, because I do tons of awesome top 10 ranking videos like this. I also do movie reviews for new movies as well as classic movies, Blu-ray hauls at the end of the month, and if you're interested, I also do a podcast called the Fallen for Film Podcast. It's me and my co-host Colin Williams. We dive into all the newest trends in movie news. If you're interested, podcast platform links are in the description. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the Best Picture winner of 2016, and the only A24 film to win Best Picture. That is Moonlight.
That right there? You're in the middle of the world, man.
What a depressing film this was. Now, say what you will about this film beating La La Land. I know La La Land would have been my choice as well to win Best Picture, but you cannot deny how great of a film Moonlight is, how real it is, and how tragic it is. Just the story about this young boy Chiron growing up in a tough neighborhood, dealing with bullying, and also being gay. This is a great LGBTQ movie, and I was just blown away with Barry Jenkins' direction. He's the reason why this film worked for me personally. And it's got great performances from Mahershala Ali, who won the Oscar in here. Even though he isn't in it as much as I hope, he still gives a phenomenal performance. And we can't forget about Naomi Harris as the broken mother. What a unlikable mother this character was. But what a phenomenal performance from Naomi Harris. She won the Oscar. It is a very slow-paced movie for sure, and very not entertaining, but that's not the purpose. Moonlight, I think it hit me more than Boyhood, because this film was deep, it was powerful, better acted, and I'm not mad at this winning Best Picture because it's that great of a film. Coming in at number 4 is going to be one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time from director Alex Garland. That is Ex Machina.
No? You don't like dancing? She does.
This movie explores science fiction and artificial intelligence that I haven't seen in a while, since 2001: A Space Odyssey. This movie, I love every frame of Ex Machina. Now, when it first came out, I didn't love it like as many people did. I wasn't as high on it. I thought it was a little overrated at first, but the more I watched this film and examined it, the more I was just mesmerized by it. I love this film, but it's Alicia Vikander's film. She steals the entire movie from start to finish. I thought she should have got nominated for this film over The Danish Girl. I thought Alicia Vikander was just great in here. It explores a lot of emotions, happiness, love, and just drama all the way around. And I was just floored by the ending. Just this film left such an impact on me, and it made me think. And I love films that make me think. I think by that sound effect, I think you know what my number 3 is. For sure, one of the best dramatic, family-filled horror movies I've seen in quite some time. That is Hereditary.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
This movie did something to me, man, and going into this film back in theaters in 2018, I've heard so much praise about it. Toni Collette's performance, this film people saying it's scarier than The Exorcist. one of the scariest horror films I've seen in quite some time, and that is a lot of hype going into a film like this. Toni Collette, man, what a performance she gives in this film, and the Academy is crazy that they didn't even nominate her, because she was my favorite female performance of that year, hands down. The only thing I didn't like about Hereditary was the ending. The ending wasn't the best, but the rest of the film is just masterful. And Ari Aster, I can't wait for your third film. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the film you probably were expecting number 1, but I still love this movie regardless. As I talked about earlier with the Safdie brothers with Good Time, I was highly anticipating this film, and it was even better for me. Thanks to Sandman, Uncut Gems.
Go through my look. Be careful. That's my best look. All right? I want you to look at it.
You really
Get
into
right
that
to it.
one.
That's history right there. Yeah?
What a roller coaster ride of chills, suspense, and headache-inducing feels this movie was. I got a headache so many times watching this film, and in the best way possible, man. Adam Sandler in here, man. Just talk about the hype he was getting going into this movie, all the Oscar buzz, and people were hoping Adam Sandler was finally going to get an Oscar nomination, but he didn't. And I was expecting it, but I'm just baffled. The Academy has a hatred towards Adam Sandler because this is one of the best performances of the year last year. And just Sandler just taking on a role like this, and how unlikable this character was, but at the same time you're kind of rooting for him as well. But let's talk about the supporting cast. Julia Fox, this was her first movie. Wow, she is drop dead gorgeous, by the way. My God. She is phenomenal in here. She's so great. This is like a Margot Robbie type of performance. What a great performance she gives in here. I can't wait to see what movie she does next, by the way. Kevin Garnett, KG from the Boston Celtics and the Timberwolves, gives a great performance in here. Lakeith Stanfield as well. Just so many performances. Idina Menzel, Elsa from Frozen, so great in here. Just the Safdie brothers make some of the weirdest casting choices, but makes them work. But easily my number 1. This was one of my favorite films last year. I love black and white movies from time to time, and this movie did it for me, man. It is something special. I don't care what people say. This is Robert Eggers' second directorial effort with The Lighthouse.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster. Say it. Say it. Say it.
This movie, The Lighthouse, it did it for me, man. I love this movie so freaking much. I've watched it like 4 times now, and I'm just floored with the performances from Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Robert Pattinson, I think this is his best performance, even over Good Time. I loved his character Winslow in here, how he just goes batshit crazy throughout this entire film. It is a pleasure to watch. Willem Dafoe, this was the biggest snub for me last year. And yes, he was nominated for the Florida Project, which was great to see, but why was he not nominated for The Lighthouse? My God, and I'm going to say something controversial. I think his performance is better than Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's right, he was my favorite supporting actor performance last year. He does so much more with the character, gets so in depth with it. Willem Dafoe, he actually studied the Salem history about this character and embraced the character and their lore. 2 men with egos, power, Greek mythology mixed into one with Robert Eggers' flair. That's why I love The Lighthouse. If you don't love this movie, I definitely respect your opinion. This film is definitely not for everyone. If you're big into Greek mythology and you love just like egos mixed into one, clashing of titans, then I think you're gonna really enjoy The Lighthouse. It's a beautiful film. The cinematography is gorgeous. Just, this film is special to me, man. And it's easily my favorite A24 film. There you have it, guys. Those are my top 10 personal favorite A24 films. Our lists are going to be completely different for sure. Let me know your list down below in the comments. Let's have a great discussion. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this top 10 list. All my social media links are in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.